What's up guys, welcome back to the vlog. Today is Vlogmas Day 5. We have been in the house all day. I got Kaylin and Robert's gender reveal video up. If you haven't watched that, go watch their video first and then watch ours. We had a lot of fun yesterday. Really cool meeting some other YouTubers and getting to see the gender of their baby. It's 4 o'clock. The sun literally goes down in an hour and a half. Shiloh's just putting the finishing touches on some photos we did the other day. How you doing, babe?
Good. I probably look really great right now. I've not even brushed my hair today.
You do look great, girl.
It's a work day.
And now the sun is actually going down. We haven't done any cleaning. We're leaving the house. We're going to grab some stuff from the store. And I told Shiloh she looks like an Old Navy model.
Yeah, this is an outfit that would definitely be an Old Navy catalog.
We all got our hats on.
Because my hat is like over my ears, so I feel like it's like muffled. I'm so cozy though.
Look at Addie's new hat. You're so pretty. You're so pretty. I can't stand when other people have zero respect for other drivers on the road. On the way over here, this lady pulled out into a turning lane knowing that she was gonna speed up to try and get over in front of me when there was zero room. I had to slam on my brakes to let her in. Otherwise, she would have just hit our car. She was like this far from hitting her car.
She was on Addison's side, so she would have hit Addison, and it was like really scary.
Shiloh has been able to tell since we got to the store that I can't even concentrate because I just keep replaying it in my head, and it's just driving me nuts, and just get so mad. You just gotta be the bigger person. Yeah. You know?
On another note, we're getting all of our necessities. Bib.
We're getting all the stuff we need. Shiloh really needed detergent. So we need to do some laundry. So at the advice of my friend Robert, I just made a playlist called Binge-Worthy Vlogs. If you guys haven't been watching us from the beginning and haven't seen any of our old videos, those are definitely the ones to watch. It's right on our channel. I added 62 videos. So if you guys want to catch up on our lives and when we had Addison, me and Addie just sat here and watched a couple of the old ones. I gotta warn you, some of them are a little cringy. We didn't know how to vlog at all, but it's still fun to look back on, and you guys should definitely check that out. If you're new and haven't seen some of our old vlogs, those are definitely the ones to watch, so go watch those. Did you see baby Addie?
Eat me drink.
Yeah.
Addie.
Alright, so we figured that this portion of the vlog will just answer a couple questions and stuff. Yesterday, we really did a whole lot of nothing. I think Anthony, did you vlog about it at all?
A little bit, yeah.
We just edited all day. He was working on the vlogs and YouTube, and I was working on some photos that we took for our friend. So we just kind of like worked all day, and then we didn't get out until like later last night, like you saw, just grocery shopping. So there wasn't really a lot to vlog. So, you know, life just goes that way, and you don't always have a lot of fun stuff going on.
That's the hardest part about doing Vlogmas, is you're not always doing something exciting, so we can't
But that's real life, so that's what we're working with. So that's what we're doing today. We're just gonna answer a couple of your questions that you have left on some vlogs and just kind of like talk about some stuff. So,
specifically, someone named Ariana Vitali left us a couple questions the other day saying like she doesn't really know much about us and why we moved from Florida to South Carolina and what we do and stuff like that. So we want to answer those questions for you guys as well.
All right, so we just wanted to move this up a little bit so that we're not like all hunched over trying to be in the video. But anyway, so we met when we were like 14 and 15 through mutual friends. My best friend went to school with his best friend, and we met at the movie theaters one Friday night to go see Disturbia.
With Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, so that was the movie we went to go see, and we met that day. We flirted that day, and we just kind of hit it off like immediately. We were best friends pretty much before we started dating. We hung out all the time because of our like little group of friends. So even though we didn't go to the same school, we were with our friends a lot, and so we had our little group, and we used to hang out every single weekend and sometimes after school, and just like any chance we got to hang out, we were hanging out. And we didn't start dating until July 4th of, what year was that?
2007.
2007. And yeah, so that is how we met. We actually did a full blog post on our love story and kind of like just about us, when we met, how old we were, and like our journey through like dating, because we didn't like date and then stay together the entire time. We went through like
we probably dated like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, but we just kind of like we broke up a few times and got back together, and we just, I don't know, always got back together, and we just like knew, you know, it was it.
That's why the last time we got together, 2 months later, we got engaged. 2 months after that, we got married.
Yeah, I don't think a whole lot of people, especially like our friends and family, were super surprised when we got engaged, because it wasn't like we started dating and then like immediately got engaged. At that point, we had known each other for, was it like 6 years or something?
Yeah.
At that point, we had known each other for a really long time, and we were really close friends, and we had dated before, so we just like jumped right into marriage because we knew that that's what we wanted. And I guess when you know, you know, and so that's what happened. And so I will leave a link to the love story blog post down below for you guys if you want to check those out, because also there's some pictures in there from when we were like little kids. I think our homecoming picture is in there.
Wow.
That's a terrible photo. It's embarrassing.
We were so young.
I know, my hair was like brown, but anyway, yeah, so you can check that out if you're interested in that. And then, what was another question?
I think kind of like why we moved to South Carolina, what we do for a living besides this, stuff like that.
I look taller than you. I'm sitting on my butt. Okay, so as far as why we moved to South Carolina and like why we, it kind of seems like we moved house a lot because we're getting ready to move again. So the whole story behind that is, so Anthony was born in Florida, I was born in Florida, and we were both raised in Florida. And I always didn't like it because, I don't know, it's just hot there. I've never really traveled much, so I just really wanted to get out of Florida and experience something else. And then I always told myself, worst comes to worst, if I decide Florida is where it's at, then I'll move back. But I really felt like, especially right now, it was just like the time for us to go experience something new. His family is from Buffalo, New York, and my family is from Indiana. My mom's side of the family is from Indiana, and my dad's side of the family is from, like my grandma's from North Carolina, and they've just like traveled everywhere, and England and stuff like that. So all of our family members have lived outside of Florida and have moved to Florida because that's where they felt they wanted to spend the rest of their lives. And so we just figured we should have the chance to experience something else and see where we want to end up, because it just might not be Florida.
When we got married, we both talked about it a lot. That was a goal of ours, to get out of Florida. And we just want to travel, experience new places. So when we're not happy with something, we just do something about it. And that's basically the whole reason why we moved, is just to have some other experiences.
Yeah, a lot of people would think just because like our family's in Florida and we had this nice big house in Florida, like why leave? But we just weren't like, I don't know, it just seemed like there was something missing. We just wanted to experience something else, and it just seemed like we were just on this circle to like nowhere, you know, especially Anthony's company. He just wasn't happy, and we just wanted like more. So we wanted to move, and we figured, like I said, if we didn't like it, we could move back. But we're so happy we did it. We're
so happy that we moved, because the amount of people that we have met, the amount of things that we've done every weekend, like we didn't have any of that in Florida. There was no place to go, there's nothing to do. I know like people say that you can always find something to do, but just the amount of experiences we've had since we moved up here is just amazing. We've met like at least 4 other YouTube couples. It's just crazy.
Yeah, we've had a really good time since we moved here, and we don't regret it one bit. But the reason that we moved house so much was, well, we lived in Port St. Lucie in our house there, and that's where we started vlogging, was in our house in Port St. Lucie. So in the beginning of our vlogs, that's where we were. And then we moved out of that house to move to South Carolina. And since we had, neither of us had ever been here before. So when we moved here, we didn't want to just buy right away. We wanted to rent, and we loved this loft space and figured it'd be really cool for, you know, the vlogs and stuff like that. So we moved into this place because it was like affordable, and I mean affordable for renting, because renting is obviously more expensive than like having a mortgage.
And affordable for a loft apartment. Like we were surprised by the price.
Yeah. So that's why we moved here, and we've just been renting since we got here. Now, obviously you can only rent for so long. Like we signed a year lease, which is like typical, and our lease is up in April and we're moving out. We're moving out a little bit early because we're building the house and it'll be ready sooner, but we're just gonna be done renting and then we're gonna move into our house that we bought and we're gonna live there. So it's not like, I know it seems like we've moved a lot just in the past year, but it's just like, you know, one thing to the next. So we rented and now we're buying again.
Also, people ask us all the time why we chose Greenville, and I never really know how to answer that. We kind of just looked up best places to live when we were in Port St. Lucie, and Greenville was on a lot of lists, and we saw pictures and we just fell in love with it basically.
Yeah, and actually when we were talking about it, we obviously told our family we were looking into like moving, and we were looking into moving to Greenville, and my dad was like, oh, your cousin lives there. And so that's Adam that you guys see in all the vlogs. My dad told me that they live here, so then I contacted his wife Lauren and I was like, well, how do you guys like Greenville? Because they actually have kind of moved around, not like a ton, but they were actually living in Arizona before they moved to Greenville, and so I didn't know that they lived in Greenville. I didn't know that they moved here. So my dad was like, yeah, they moved there not too long ago, because at that point they had only been here for like 6 months or something like that, and she told us that she loved it. It's very family oriented and they have such a good time. There's stuff going on all the time, and so we knew that we were gonna know someone moving up here, and so that kind of helped our decision. It's beautiful here, we have weather changes here. It's not like the tundra freezing, you know, it's a good transition to like see snow and to be in the cold without being like cold all year round. And we also now have family here, so it just kind of like worked out that way, and we love it so much. We love, love, love Greenville, South Carolina. We love South Carolina in general. It's just really pretty everywhere. All the surrounding areas to Greenville is really pretty. So that's pretty much why we moved here. Some people would be like, wow, you're just like risk takers, and we kind of are. I guess we just like to feel uncomfortable in a sense, you know, like as soon as we start feeling like too comfortable, it's time to like change something, which is why I'm like always changing decor. You know, like I like changing things around. I like not slipping into like this comfortable routine of stuff, and I feel like when we're not happy with something, we really try to find ways to like find happiness. And I mean, we are happy with our lives, but there's little things here and there that you want to change and that you want to improve or make better, and so our living situation was one of them. So that's why we decided to move to South Carolina, and we're so glad that we did that.
I honestly could see us living here for a long time now. We were also fortunate enough from the sale of our last house that we were able to focus on YouTube and blogging, and Addison was young enough that it was, we just felt it was the best time to stay home with her and focus on those things, so that's why we've been focusing on that.
Yeah, and also because she's not in school or anything like that, we figured if we're gonna move out of the state, that would be a good time to do it, you know, and not wait until we have 2 kids and they're enrolled in school. It would be just like a lot harder at that time. And I don't think a lot of people know our age, but I'm 25 and he's 24, and so we're still pretty young, and we just figured it was just feasible and we could do it at that time. So that's why we did. And we sold our house and we just like moved across the state.
Yeah. Bye. A couple states.
Yeah, we moved a couple of states. We didn't move across the state.
I want to show you guys something real quick. This is another reason why we moved. Look how beautiful it is. When we got back here a few weeks ago from Florida, the trees still had some leaves on it, but they're pretty much all bare now. That doesn't happen in Florida.
I know. So yeah, that's kind of the story of our lives right now. I know like we have gotten a lot of new subscribers over the past few weeks, and a lot of you don't really know a lot about us, so that is the gist of it. And the people who have been subscribed for a long time have been waiting to know why we moved to South Carolina, so I hope that answered.
This was a goal of ours to make this video like when we moved up here, and now we've been here for like 8 months.
I know, and it was just time to let you know. There wasn't like big crazy reason why we moved here, and I don't know, we just did it on a whim and thought, why not? If you want to do something, make it happen, you know? Like, don't think about it for too long. And
It's okay. It's okay.
Hey, hey, hey.
It's all right, baby. Patty, baby. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Oh no. Look, baby. It's okay. It's okay. We're all okay. It's okay.
You make me cry.
Oh my God, that's the worst.
I feel so bad when that happens.
That is the worst.
That is the worst thing. I'm like teary-eyed right now. Did you get
God, you didn't get any
scared, baby?
emails that was gonna happen?
No, no one emailed me. Usually when they test the fire alarm, they usually send out an email saying that they're gonna test it, but they didn't send me anything, so I don't know what that was about, but that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, she like flips out like that, and I feel so bad. I know that scares her so bad.
All right guys, so we have to end this vlog and start a new one. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. We're so glad we got to answer those questions for you. She's saying bye. You're so sweet. All right guys, see you later.
Bye.